Welcome, everybody. I am Jason Wright.
And I am your neighborhood sis, Ash T.
Distinguished gentleman, Jamie Wright.
This your man that's going to always keep it real, Jarrell Wright.
All right, this is Talisha Wilson, and I will always keep it real and raw.
The Our Blank Slate podcast crew. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Hey, I will go ahead, since I now have our second lady, our first lady back, Miss Ashley Turrentine. So I would like for everyone to say, my thing is go ahead and say hello to everyone. Ashley, because it's been a minute since everyone's seen you.
Hi, everyone. I'm back and better. Back and I'm better.
This is Cool Rail. This is Jarrell Wright, better known as Cool Rail. And we happy to be here and looking forward to a fantastic show. Thank y'all for joining.
That's what's up, T.
Hey, this is Talisha, affectionately known as TT, keeping it real and raw.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And I am Jason Wright. So I just want to make sure that we did get a chance to introduce everyone. Again, Jamie's out of town this week, so won't be available for today's show, but he'll be in for next week. All right. So before we went into our topics, I did want to, last week we kind of talked about the top playoffs a little bit. Jamie and Jarrell got on there, the LeBron sexual conversation.
So, whatever.
So we did want to just have just a small little conversation on the playoffs. The Knicks did pull away from the Cavaliers. So, I am rooting I was rooting for the Knicks, for that series. But I want to know who you got on the San Antonio and OKC.
Well, me personally, OKC already got them a chip. I would like to see the young Wimmy do his thing. And I think whoever wins that series between OKC and San Antonio will be the NBA champions. We all know that. They're going to be battle tested and proven. Now, the Knicks sweeping the Cavaliers, that was a surprise for me. I was not expecting that to be a sweep. I thought that was going to go to a full game 7. So I was surprised that they swept them in 4. Now, the Knicks are looking good from the top to the bottom. The bench is pulling his weight. Mal Bridges is finally doing what the Knicks brought him there to do.
Agreed.
So finally, proving his weight and showing that was a good trade to bring him on to the Knicks. And of course, Jalen Brunson has always been the stud that he is, and Karl Anthony Towns is doing his thing. So I'm definitely impressed with the way Mike Brown has been coaching the Knicks. So I thought that Thibodeau got a bad deal last year when he got fired, but proven to me that the Knicks made a good move by changing coaches. And Mike Brown has always been a battle-tested and proven coach. So the Knicks, kudos to them. It's always fun for some reason when the Knicks are winning. For some reason, everybody loved the Knicks, just like everybody loved the Yankees for some reason. So it's always a better time when you go to work. Everybody got more things to say. Last year when my Pacers went, everybody was rooting against them and going for OKC. So it was mad that they beat the Knicks. Exactly. Which was crazy. But so the Knicks are in the finals for the first time since like 1999. So I hope big things for them. But I believe whoever wins the West will be the one victorious at the end.
Quick question, since it's ladies, so really don't know about the playoffs right now. So just quick question for you. What do you think about the Cavaliers? Should they blow it up? What should they do? You got a nice, centerpiece. Do you keep trying with the same squad, or do you go ahead and blow this up?
I would give it 1 full year. They didn't get a full year together, so I would give it 1 full year. And James, we all know he always fades when it comes to the playoffs, but he actually played better in the playoffs this series than he's done since he's been in the league. So I would give it 1 full year of them playing together. And then if they don't do it next year, then definitely we'll go ahead and blow it up because James is not getting any younger. So he probably got maybe another year or 2 left in him anyway. So I would definitely give him an opportunity to run it for a full year with the Cavaliers because they got a good team. They was number 3 in the Eastern Conference, right? And they beat who people thought that they was going to lose to. So I would give it one full year. But for them to lose game one, I knew once they lost game one, I knew it was a wrap. In the way they lost game one. How are you up 22 points with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter and lose that game? And now you end up losing by like 8 points.
Right.
So you got out, even including overtime, you got outscored by like 33 points within 7 minutes. Well, within 12 minutes because the 5 minutes of overtime. That's inexcusable. That's
Y'all
inexcusable.
see how passionate he got, boy? He was like, boy, hey, that pissed him off. Like, man.
Yes. And that was and you could see the sails that was let out of them and their spirits was broken from game one. I can see in Donovan Mitchell's interviews. I mean, he was saying the right things because how in the world do you lose a game? And you was on the road. That right there would have changed the whole momentum of that series for you. You could at least stole that game. That was no excuse. Inexcusable. And if I was the owner, I wouldn't even want to pay them for that game. Matter of fact, I would have docked every last one of them. How did y'all lose a game up 22 points with 7 minutes to go and lost that game? Inexcusable. So that right there turned the whole series, game one did.
Agreed. Jarrell need to be an NBA analyst. I mean, I'm telling you, man. For real, with that in there. But we gotta move on. So I apologize. Hey, so topic number one. I don't know how long this was gonna be, but I gotta ask. So, and since we only got Jarrell on this show, you know what I'm saying, from the male standpoint, I'm gonna start with the ladies.
You mean only?
Hey, hold on.
There you go. There you go. Remember last time y'all got on my ass about what I was saying? You come on now.
I'm trying to help you, Jarrell. Calm down.
Tighten up.
Let's hear them first. I want to hear them first. All right.
Okay.
See how it. So since I only have one male on the show, and I have two females on the show, I would like to hear perspective. And now, like you said, ladies and gentlemen, we have one single Black female on the show and one married. All right. So same question to everyone on the panel. Does the body count matter? Does the body count matter? And if it does, how many is that? And I'm gonna start with you, T.
So, in my opinion, at my big age of close to 50, and understanding how the average man moves, I don't expect a man to have a low body count. Partly because of what we talked about the last episode. Yes, large paintbrush. Y'all don't have no damn self-control. So for me, I'm not really looking at body count at this age. I am looking at the type or quality more than the quantity. What type of woman are you sleeping with? Are you dating? Are you dealing with, as opposed to the number of women?
I like that. Okay.
Yeah, I drive myself crazy if I focused on a number. I just want to know, what's your type? Because a lot of these times, the men that approach me, I check their history. I'm like, no, I'm not even your type. You wouldn't know what to do with me.
But what if they got some, since somebody that's just, for one, okay, so we talked about last week, what I'm saying, if you look back, you don't have a type. So what if what if they just don't have a type, but they got some crazy-ish in their background?
Like when I say I'm looking at the quality, the type of woman that they've dealt with as opposed to the quantity, I'm talking about you like sluts, you like the chicks with the history, you like the chicks I know they're just groupies and run in circles. Is your woman about something? Or the women you dealt with, do they have something? Are you the type that just like a young one that you could throw a couple dollars and dismiss? Because I'm not that. We gonna have problems if that's your type. Hey, and it also tells me your mindset. What kind of woman are you investing your time into?
Every woman feel like they can change a man, so I don't know if that's true.
I don't feel like I can change a man. I did that, but now I don't have time for that. Okay. I'm not trying to change a man at all. I wanted. That's why transparency is so big for me, because I want to know truly who you are and what you're about, not what you present yourself to be.
Not the representative.
Okay, see, so we're gonna keep moving. We're gonna keep moving. Ashley?
I agree. I don't care. I didn't care then and I don't care now. And not that I'm married, but when I talk to people that have got bodies on, I mean, it is what it is. That's their history. You know what I mean? Everybody got a history. women included. And I'm all for my sisters out here doing their thing. My mom always said if I wasn't married, I have a boyfriend for everything. A boyfriend for every reason. If I wasn't married, I'd have a boyfriend for every reason. But I'm
Like
married.
train of thought.
So at the end of the day, I feel like, you know what I mean?
One to
It
pay
should
the
not be a
rent,
double
one to
standard.
pay for the car, one to pay for what clothes.
Whoever can do whatever. It's a lot of things to be done. So
I feel that. So basically, you know what I'm saying, both, you know what I'm saying, body count doesn't matter.
No.
All right. So
No, that's not a huge factor. No.
Correct.
Well, I mean, when it comes to a man,
Here we go.
when it
Here
comes
we
to
go.
when it comes to a man, and when they ask about the body count, first of all, a woman is never going to tell you their true body count anyway.
Right.
You'll never ever know. So if they tell you 4, you probably need to multiply that times 3. So you will never ever know a true body count. But if you did, if a man was to find out the true body count, and if the body count was probably more than about 6 or 7, depending on how old the young lady is. Now, if she's 20 years old and got 20 body counts, that's a problem. That would definitely be a problem. Most likely, definitely. That would definitely be a problem for a man. And that'd be it'd be hard for a man to mentally want to invest in that. That's just.
why are we talking about 20-year-olds? Bump it up a little bit. So what if we talk about like 32?
Just say somebody in their 30s to 40s. Of course, the older you are, the more relationships you have been in. So your body count could go up a little higher.
What's the threshold for a man?
A threshold for a male, be honest with you, is probably once they start getting into those double digits, then we got to once you get past like 15 is kind of a
why?
Devil's advocate moment. At
Why?
30, 15 is too many for a woman.
Hold on. I want to hear
what's the man's body count at that age?
Hold on. Let me hear what he had to say on that.
Yeah, see, men and women are totally different, though. See, that movie that Steve Harvey, that BS that he put out, Think Like a Man, Act Like, women can't think like men. Women are not men. Men are visual creatures. We are hunters. That's what we do.
Tell that to a stud. Let me hear you argue that to a stud.
But that's just, but what I'm saying is men are visual creatures. And a woman wants a man who's experienced. Most women want a man who's experienced, who knows how to get them to that place they want to get to. A lot of women don't want to be a lot of women don't want to have to teach a man. But a man has no problem teaching a woman.
Why do y'all have this thing where y'all think that y'all can speak for women? A woman want a man where they know what they doing, so we accept 82 bodies. That is not the case. Maybe I got a friend that want to teach or want a little young thing so she can make them do the work. You know what I mean? Like maybe we don't.
I mean, I get it. But when you told me to put an age, you told me to put an age on it. So let's say a 45 to 50-year-old man. Ain't no woman wants to teach a 50-year-old man how to get them to that spot. Think like by that time, you should already come ready to go. You should come already trained, already. All I should have to do is be able to lay back, and you should be able to take care of them. Now, of course,
dominatry is a real thing, so I don't know.
Teenagers, then yes, they're gonna need to be trained. But what woman wants to train a 50-year-old man? No woman does.
I'm just saying there's levels to it. I need you to know the basics, but I can show you what I like because nobody knows that better than me.
Absolutely. Different strokes.
Did y'all just say last week that you like an aggressive woman who tells you exactly how she wants it, when and where? So what makes you think that we want you to come in acting like you know it all when you don't know me? You might know your past history, but you don't know me.
No, what I'm saying,
you just met me. You don't know me inside and out yet, but once you do, I'm just saying.
What I'm saying is I'm not disputing that. I want you to tell me what you want, but once you tell me what you want, I need to know how to be able to do it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so you shouldn't have to. If you say you like oral pleasure, you like your soul licked out of you, that guy should know how to be able to do that. And not I don't do that often, and he's sitting here biting you and everything else, you know, everything. You're like, you know what? Just come on up, young man. Come on up. You know, no, what woman wants that? You know, now, sure, you can tell him where you like it, but once you tell him what you like, he should be able to facilitate that, and not like hasn't never done it or not good
He's
at
doing
it.
a little something. You can maneuver him to the right spots.
So, well, no, tell me this. So, you
maneuvering.
think that the justification for a man to have way more body counts than a woman is that because, and we're okay with it because we want a seasoned, mature man in the bedroom. So, we accept a man that got 65 body counts at the age of 40 or
At
50.
the practice.
And versus a woman, if we come to the table at 40, 50, and we got 30 body counts, how many is that a year? I can't do math that fast.
I feel like we really need to look at the mentality of how women responded to that versus how men responded to that, because every man's first valid point in their mind is, well, men are different and women can't do what men do, because as a man, don't nobody give a damn about that. We all have the same wants and needs, because again, like last week, if y'all all experiencing, y'all out smashing all these people get these experience, if you're smashing women, you don't think that woman's body count is going to go up and be high? Why is that unacceptable when y'all need all the women to practice on? What make that math work?
No, like for example.
Don't stutter. Don't stutter now. Come on now,
stuttering,
Cool Rail. Come on.
I'm just saying.
Now, hold on. For example, most women, and y'all are women, so y'all know this way more than me. But from my, when I was single and all that, most women that I met are emotional individuals. They are emotional. So you have to have for the most part, you have to have an emotion connection with that woman for her to feel comfortable to want to share her body with you. A man can see a fat ass and don't even know your name, and he ready to share his body, because they're visual creatures. So that's why when I say this, that men's body counts would be a little bit more higher because they are hunters, they are more aggressive, they are that pursuer. Most women, they like to have that emotional connection first. Most, I ain't say all women, I said most women like to have that emotional connection first before they sit there and want to sleep with an individual. Because women, a lot of women don't go by looks, they go by how that man make them feel. Men are physical and are visual creatures.
I think that is true at one point, but where men get that wrong is women go through stages. You catch her in that stage where she wants to feel wanted and special and the only one, and she requires that emotional connection. That's a phase. Eventually you get to the point where you thinking just like the dude where, oh no, I can smash and pass. There's no connection. Don't acknowledge me in public, because that's not what this is. I'm not asking you to take me out, and you just might be a vacation bae. Women go through those phases
Don't call me
too. It's
back.
not where her entire life she just wants this immaculate emotional connection where you my soulmate and that's the only way you're gonna touch me. No, definitely have had times where, oh, that looks good. Yep, that's mine for tonight, and that's it.
And don't call me.
That's a fact.
And don't call you.
That's not
Don't
her
call me back
entire life
tomorrow.
and her
It's
being.
a great night for a young
let me
man.
ask
It's a
you-
great
let me ask
night
you-
for a man. 'Cause
I
he don't
got-
get his shit
Ashley
about
said-
calling you again.
Ashley said, don't call me back. Okay, let's say this. Let's say this man make your toes curl and make your hair literally stand up on your head and make your body have an out-of-body experience where you're looking down at him putting in work. And he did all of that. And you're gonna say, don't call me no more?
Well, I guess the don't call depends on the experience. If the need is there and we say, okay, we're gonna put him on this group, then the callback is accepted. But if he don't do all of that and it's very lackluster, then don't call me and thank you for what we had and keep it pushing. This is the same thing with
You
men.
also have the point that if that is the case, I'm not going to keep calling you. I might answer if you call me if it was that great, but I'm not trying to make you my man. You're not about to be, stunting with me. It just might be you gonna go on that list where, yep, he's an eater, and that's the category he's going in. So if he happens to call or spin back through, everybody at some point has had that one old reliable where you might only see them once every year or two, every few months. And when y'all happen to be in the same place at the same time, it might be a good time for a day or two, or a little while. And then they go back on the shelf until y'all meet again later. And to me, that's what that is.
Okay. Okay.
I think I'm gonna book it ended with this for myself. I know a lot of women now, especially now, and women that are of older age are out here doing a thug thizzle just like a man. And I am all, and if you're not married, if you don't have no real prospects, if you in that era and in that phase, like was already stated, turn up. Why not? Why does it have to be all these stipulations? And then when it's time to settle down, don't tell the truth about the numbers. Why?
Men will never know. That's why I said we'll never know.
Why ask? Because if you ask a man, they're gonna say some bull crap because y'all don't remember.
They gonna lie because they legit don't know. They don't.
Y'all legit don't know. So ask the woman, and then the woman's gonna be like, "I gotta tell you everyone, and you don't even know." Absolutely not. Don't ask. As long as I treat you right, don't ask.
But it ain't your business to know everybody because you didn't know me back then. That's not your business.
You're right.
Listen, I agree with all three of you guys. That's why I didn't say much. You know what I'm saying? I'm today on my host and shit like that. But my number is this: does the body count matter? The only body count that matters to me is the one that's after me. Especially if you my lady. Because
I feel like you playing it safe right now, playing the host role. You just don't want to put your business out there after we did. Wow. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Hey, Talisa is something else, boy.
You hear the voice he put on? I just want to say. He sounds real soft with it. Get that shit out.
After me.
Yeah. We don't believe it. That was a very political commentator type thing.
Nah, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm like Ashley, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm with what was that song Music put out? I wouldn't care if you was a prostitute and you hit every man that you ever. Nah, I wouldn't be that way. But
a prostitute is a bit much.
My thing is, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, you do want, Joel said, hey, that shit was fun. I'm sorry. That's the only reason why, because you do want a woman with some experience. Because you know what I'm saying, I want you to be that hoe in my bedroom. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I do want some experience. I want you to be able to do some things, you know what I'm saying, not only down there, but with your mouth as well. So, you know what I'm saying, I want some experience, so that's how I'm gonna say that politically, you know what I'm saying? Since I'm hosting right now. If I was just answering the question, it'd be a different answer. But as I'm saying right now,
we want the off-camera answer.
That part, because this political correctness bullshit is
I'm trying to just host. I'm trying to just host. You know what I'm saying?
No. We don't accept that answer. No.
I mean, like I said, again, you know what I'm saying? I want one with experience. I want you to be able to.
You definitely want somebody with some experience, no doubt. You don't want nobody that's, born in the bed, but you definitely want somebody
with experience, but you want to have a low count.
Right.
Not only do I want to turn you out, I want you turning me out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want, you know what I'm saying, when I gotta go to work the next morning, I'm like, man, fuck this. I'll call in. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I want that too. You know what I'm saying? So nah. I mean,
but you want to put limitations on what she has learned and how she has learned.
I didn't say none of that. You didn't hear that come out my mouth.
Okay.
Her count low at our age.
Like my producer's in my ear, like
yeah. You want her count low, but y'all's excuse for having a high count is you have to practice.
I didn't say that. I didn't say. Did you hear me say a number? Did you hear me say anything?
I mean, you won't say a number.
Realistically, we know the body counts won't be, especially as you get older, your body counts won't be low. Like, for example, as a male, my body count's probably lower than most men, and that's okay with me. I'm fine with that, because
Jason face.
Once I get a low for man, though, let's start there.
Once I get
y'all have different rules than
that same partner over and over again, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying. That part is true, man. But anyway, I'm a move on.
That was a very man answer from both of them.
Hey,
don't
no,
believe
no,
anything they
no,
say.
no,
It's
for
rose
real. Like I
colored
said,
around here.
I said just the same as Ashley said. All right, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter because I want somebody with some experience. All right. Anyway, all right. So I got to move on to the next topic. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, though, hey, if there's a number in your head that you know what I'm saying that body count matter, or hey, if you just saying hey, no, body count doesn't matter, or it does, what would that number be? Or if it doesn't, hey, put it in the comments below. We'd love to hear, you know, your perspective. All right. So we'll book in that and move on to the next topic and say, hey, so this topic number 2 says, what's something people pretend doesn't matter in relationships, but actually does? All right, so I'm gonna ask that one more time. What's something that people pretend that doesn't matter in relationships, but it actually does? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm so, you know, so again, I'm gonna try to be the host and not answer too many of these questions, but you know, when you say it doesn't matter, some women will say, I'll just go ahead and start from the top. You know, some people say size doesn't matter. You know, if you're married to that person every day, you tell me if it does. Emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? People don't talk about that, but it does. You know what? To me, it does. I put it that way. You know what I'm saying? There's some other things that, you know, to me, actually does matter in a relationship. So the question is people pretend to say that certain things do not matter in a relationship, or pretend doesn't matter in relationships, but actually does. What's some things that you think that people pretend doesn't matter in a relationship, but it actually does? And you know what? I'm gonna start with you, Ashley, since we started with T-Lies.
I can't really answer that because all the women that I surround myself with, we are, or that's in my, you know, my tight knit circle, we are very boisterous. We don't pretend about nothing. I know for myself in my marriage, I don't pretend that nothing is okay if I'm not happy with it. It ain't nothing fake, fraudulent. I'm not holding or biting my tongue. He gonna get it. You know, if I got a problem, if I got an issue, if I'm not satisfied, is something going on, we talk about it all. And same thing with me. Am everything okay? Is there something I can do better? I do check-ins. I have we have this thing like, what's up? Like, am I handling business? Is this enough this week? Or do I need a little bit more? Like recently he told me we were talking about what we can do better. He wanted me to start cooking earlier, having dinner done earlier. And in my mind, I'm like, you lucky you getting them up meal every night. But then of course I'm like, well, yeah, I'm gonna cook. Yes, babe, if you want dinner done at 5 o'clock and you want to eat. So I've been trying to get dinner done. So you know what I mean? So it's all about that balance and having that communication. So I don't feel like it's nothing that should be unsaid in a relationship, especially if it's an unsatisfying party.
Okay, no, I'm glad you didn't reach down to some other lanes, because you know what I'm saying, that's going into the topic for later. So no, I appreciate that. I'm gonna pass it to you, Kura.
Everything matters to me. Everything matters to her. If she says something that she don't like, and then if I keep on doing it, then it's gonna matter. You know, if I say something that I don't like and they keep on doing it, it's gonna matter. So there's nothing that I'm gonna sit there and hold my tongue on. I really don't like that, but I ain't gonna say nothing. You know, no, I'm gonna say. I'm trying to think. For example, I can sit here and I don't like grocery shopping. So when I don't, but I expect for the refrigerator to be full. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is a nemesis of mine, because I can't expect for them to go to the store. Like when I'm off, I want to chill in the bed. And then they be like, hey, you want to go to the store with me? We need groceries. You want to go? No, I don't want to go. I don't. You know, I'm gonna sit here and watch the game while you go get groceries. You know, and that's wrong. And that right there is something that I have to work on, because it matters to them. They want to be able to me to go to the grocery store with them, and they want me to come, you know, go with them, so I can know exactly how much stuff costs. So I won't be complaining how much you didn't charge on the credit card or whatever the case may be. So they like that. And also, they hate the fact that they didn't get there, they didn't wash dishes or whatever. And as soon as they did that, I come and just dirty up dirty up the kitchen. So these are the type of things that I'm mindful for. I make sure that I try to carry my weight on that aspect. But for the most part, anything that I have an issue with, I voice, and anything she has the issue with, she voices. So no one holds anything in until it just festers into something big. So with that questionnaire, that really is not applicable in my life because she speaks her mind and I speak mine.
Okay, all right. I'm
I
glad you said that. Right,
want to say that it would be interesting to hear. Now that I'm thinking about the question, like it's just hard to think of something that what do people not say, especially people in a relationship. So I'm interested in hearing what T got to say because you don't sometimes when you're dating somebody you don't say everything. So I'm interested to see the single perspective, hear the single perspective.
So this question actually hit deep for me because not only does it apply in me actively dating and being single, but it drastically affected my 3 previous serious relationships. Is your partner's family dynamics. The type of environment they were raised in, how they were brought up, and what is their normal for their day-to-day household. Finances also count, but if you think about it, your partner's family dynamics really shape them and how they move in a relationship, both consciously and subconsciously. Sometimes for the better because you want to do the extreme opposite of all the negative things you were brought up in. And sometimes for the worse because all of that bullshit you saw your mama and daddy going through and the struggles, you expect your partner to then do that. You project that same stuff in a relationship. I had, without saying names, I had a partner who had mommy issues. They came up in a situation where they weren't raised with their mom, but they watched 14 other siblings be raised with their mom.
Right.
And they then had abandonment wounds where I had to nurse and nurture and constantly reaffirm and do all of these extra things. And they weren't used to a mutual giving in that support when it came down to it. I had a relationship. It was so much bullshit. He only had abandonment issues with his mom, but a father who was in the streets and running around. So he projected that, unconsciously projected, and was doing the exact same things, where because he had a mother wound, he wanted constant reassurance, nurturing, the yes, you are special, the yes, you're the most important, the I'm going to care for you and take care of you. But he was projecting the same things his father did, running the streets and whoring around and doing everything else. But you're complaining about how your daddy wasn't shit and how he didn't do this and didn't take care of the family and abandoned, but not realizing you're doing the same damn thing because you start out as a provider. It's a setup. Y'all be tricking us. And then eventually you get comfortable and he started projecting those same things. But at the same time, your mom is your best friend. She's his best person. You want to show her that you can take care of her like she didn't take care of you. Now, me having gone through several rounds of therapy from all the stuff I went through in these relationships, I'm telling him, no, this is what's happening. You need to seek therapy because you have a mother wound. You're dealing with abandonment issues. I can read all of this because of my own experiences. And he just could not see it for anything. I was crazy. I didn't know what I was talking about until he went and saw a therapist and ended up seeing a psychiatrist and a therapist at the same time. He had 2 doctors twice a week.
I got a quick question about that. Did you ever in those situations pretend or withhold that those actions and those ways he was acting was okay for the sake of the relationship? Or to
initially I was, and I can own this was my own fault. Initially those weren't red flags because I grew up with a mother who was bipolar, so chaos wasn't unfamiliar to me. Not knowing the mood that your partner is going to be in wasn't unfamiliar to me because of the environment I was raised in. We had to really predict how the situation coming home was going to be, like literally day to day or even hour by hour. That could change. I learned to read people, which is why I'm really good at seeing patterns. I see patterns, but I didn't realize that then that all of this was normal to me because of the environment I grew up in, which is why it's so easy after going through therapy and realizing this now that I see this now, and I'm a leaver now in a heartbeat. I don't have time. I'm not nursing nobody else through all of their trauma because it wore me out when I wanted more for my partner than they wanted for themselves.
I mean, that's real, man. That's man, that's real.
That's real.
Sorry, I got a little deep there. My bad.
Nah, I mean, but
This is a therapy
that's real talk because and it's real life because those are the things that people don't share during dating. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times. And especially if you get married, you know what I'm saying, too quick. But those are the things that you don't notice in the beginning. Those are things that the partner doesn't tell you about. And then now that y'all moved in together, you got the last damn name, and now you start finding all this shit out. So sometimes people do bring it up, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm I'm a nurturer, by nature, so I'm good." Well, didn't you find out?
That was my problem because I am a nurturer. So, oh no, I can fix this. I can help you with that. No worries. I can be your everything.
Right.
Not no damn Lord.
But
Never again.
A lot of relationships, you know what I'm saying, are like that, and a lot of them end because of it. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, I'm with you. All right, so my producer is like, hey, you gotta move on to your last subject. So we're gonna book in that one right there because I did have some more questions I was about to ask, but we're gonna book in that one into the last segment. All right. So I'm ready to read the last segment. All right, so.
But Jason, back to you. You didn't answer the question.
See how he trying to do with this host title? Like he don't have to give an opinion.
When did he graduate to host? Is what I want to know.
Yeah.
When did he graduate?
Hey, no, I mean, you know what I'm saying? My thing is the same thing that I said earlier. I mean, a lot of people, and I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying, I'm telling you, man. I like the bar scene. You know what I'm saying? So I sit and talk to a lot of people at bars. You know what I'm saying? So, I hear a lot of shit. And when you people lie about sex. You know what I'm saying? About sex not being a big issue, in marriage. It is. You know what I'm saying? People lie about size. It is. People lie about as many times thinking that the person is going to love me enough that they're going to give me what I need. People lie.
I'm talking about you, Jason. I ain't talking about people. We want to ask you.
What say it again. We don't want a blanket statement. We want your opinion.
There is nothing that I let me see. What's something people pretend doesn't matter? I don't. Let me see. Hold on.
These are your questions. Why you don't have an answer?
Because I was the host. Damn it.
We didn't agree to that. You
decided.
We didn't agree to
that.
No, I mean, you know what I'm saying. I don't think there's anything that that I would say that hold on. I didn't say this last year. Ashley, remember this. You know what I'm saying. Mike Shanahan said there is nothing that I would accept in a good game that I wouldn't accept in a bad game. All right, so there is nothing that I would actually pretend that I'd be cool with. You know what I'm saying, to be with me when it actually wasn't. I don't give a shit how good you look. I don't give a shit how good it is. I don't give a shit about none of that. All right, I gotta be happy. I'm team one. I make sure team one is taken care of. All right, I gotta be happy. If I'm not happy, fuck that. We ain't happy.
You still ain't answered the damn question though.
My producer in my ear and shit. We gotta move on. You know what I'm saying? We are booking this one. So we're gonna move on to the
next. I'm sick of you.
I got you. See, I'm telling them. I'm
sick of you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm getting the thumbs up. All right, I'm getting the thumbs up. So we're gonna move on. All right. Dre, you have me talking too much that time anyway. All right. So the scenario segment is just as we've been talking about this whole damn show. I did not think it was going to mount up like this. But the last segment says, do people really want honesty or do they just want comfort? Everyone says they want honesty in a relationship. But when the truth is uncomfortable or ego bruising, do they really actually want it? So my question to you guys is, Do you want your partner to be completely honest with you, even if that honesty changes how you see them or yourself? And when I ask that question, I'm asking it, what I'm saying, from the standpoint of, do you want or can you handle brutal honesty?
You can't handle the truth.
I don't know who said that shit, but all right. I like that.
Tom Cruise.
That was cute. Hey, but my thing on this one is, you know what I'm saying? I feel like people want truth as long as it aligns with what they already feel. All right. But what about if your partner say to you, I'm not attracted to you as I used to be? Or when you say, or when they ask you how good was it? And they like, man, it ain't been good in the last 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Or, somebody said to you, I miss my freedom. When your partner is totally and transparently honest with you, can you take that? And for one, would you want that? That is the question I have in front of you. I'm gonna need you to come closer to your mic.
Me?
Yeah. All right. Hey, but hold on. So this actually, unfortunately, it starts off with Jarrell. So
Oh,
I said unfortunately, because that's my brother. I hate to put this question on him first.
Well, me
No,
personally,
he like, I want to hear what everybody else can say.
right, I want to hear what they say. Then piggyback off of that shit. No, but me personally, I prefer brutal honesty. I prefer it. And reason why I want brutal honesty is because I want to know exactly how you feel. Now, with that, I want you to articulate why you feel that way. Don't just drop off brutal honesty and then bounce out the room. Give me some content to that brutal honesty. Because I can't fix it or I can't do anything unless I know exactly what the root of I need that root cause analysis. So if I don't have honesty and I don't know what there's an issue, and then you give me brutal honesty, then I don't know where to begin on why you feel that way. If I've had it where someone been brutal honest with me, as far as you have to take it as constructive criticism versus being offensive. So somebody's telling you something and they're being brutal honest with you. It allows you, the opportunity to either fix it or they can say, I don't want to work on it. And then that'll let you know that you can either walk away. So either way, you're not wasting your time.
Big bro, we're not talking about boyfriend, girlfriend. I don't know what. Okay, so what I'm saying.
I'm talking about anything. I'm talking about wife. I'm talking about job.
You're talking about a spouse you've been through. You've been together, 15, 20 years. I'm gonna say 10, 15 years. I'm saying not everyone is equipped to handle full transparency. I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody's not. I'm talking about coming from me.
So, but I get you. So, what I'm saying? So you wouldn't want your part because a lot of people filter themselves to protect the relationship. So that's what I'm saying to you is you saying brutal honesty. Would you really want brutal honesty?
Yes.
Because a lot of times people, what I'm saying, I'm damn answering shit for the females, but my thing is a lot of people do it, what I'm saying, with trying to be respectful, but if you want brutal honesty, where somebody just say, I'm just being real, that doesn't say it with candor, that doesn't say it with maturity. Brutal honesty is just flat out. So you're in your 50s, what I'm saying? So your man don't show up one night and then she all in you. You know what I'm saying? So she in you. I waited all day for you to get home, and this is what I get. You know what I'm saying? I got this little noodle, blah blah blah. Like, hey, so that's what you want? You want that brutal honest? That's what I'm saying.
I do. Well, first of all, you don't even have to tell me because if I don't show up, no one knows better than me. So you ain't got to tell me.
But you said you want to know how she feels.
Yeah, I do. What I'm saying is it wouldn't hurt my feelings. I know I didn't represent. If I didn't represent, I know I didn't represent. So if I heard telling me that I didn't represent, that's not gonna hurt my feelings because I'm gonna be agreeing with her. I'm like, you're right. I came and gave you some whack stuff tonight, and give me a minute or two, and I'm gonna try to make it up to you, or give me till tomorrow. I'm gonna try to make it up to you. But I'm the type of person, I take accountability. So if I came in there and gave some whack, I'll be the first to admit, baby, I'm sorry. I let you down tonight.
The question is, if you said all that and then she still gave it to you, you want that brutal honesty at that point? Or do you want some sympathy or some empathy or something?
I mean, first of all, when you're honest with me, I still want you to be respectful.
Right.
Respect is good.
That's what
I will not tolerate disrespect. Yeah, I will not tolerate that. Now, that's a game changer altogether. But you can be honest with me, but yet still be respectful.
Right.
Yeah. So you're not going to talk down to me, but you can talk to me and say, hey, I was really looking forward to that tonight. And I tell you, you didn't bring your A game. And you know what, sweetheart, you are absolutely correct. I got a lot on my mind. I was stressed. I have no excuses. I did not bring my A game. But I promise you, you know what I'm capable of. And I will get that game back up. Something like that. But if you sit there and, motherfucker, he was trash. You've been trash for the last month. And I'm sick of this mess.
That's brutal honesty, though. That's what brutal honesty
does not have to be mean and hard and hard.
It have to be
just means totally honest, knowing that it's going to hurt.
I don't want brutal honesty. I want respect. That's what I'm saying. I don't want brutal honesty.
You can be brutally honest and be respectful, though. You don't have to be an asshole about it.
Right, exactly. Brutal honesty means you're being completely honest with your feelings, but
knowing that it's going to hurt them, you're still going to tell them the truth.
In a respectful manner. So I can still be brutally honest, but in a respectful manner.
Right.
Yeah.
My terminology is different. I want transparency. I don't want brutal honesty. That's what I want.
You can be transparent, and that is brutally honest if you know what you're going to say is going to hurt your partner's feelings.
Right.
It's brutal to them because it's going to hurt, but you can still be soft in your delivery and be like, babe, we need to talk. Good and damn well. I understand you've had a long day, but you left me hanging and it hurt my feelings. And what are you going to do about it? There's a way that you can go about it.
So you basically move right on into it, because I was going to go to Ashley, but you and I have had this conversation several times. So you know what? We're going to go ahead right on into Talisha. Go ahead and tell us what you would say in that situation.
I don't want
to know about that situation.
Honesty. I want complete transparency. Tell me what I don't know to ask you. I said this 100 times. Be completely transparent for me. I can take a hurtful truth over a lie that's going to devastate me and make me lose all respect for you. If you lie to my face, if you can't be honest about your feelings, how can I respect you? Because clearly you don't respect me. You should trust me enough to be able to tell me the truth and know there was a time, yes, I would turn a table. Yes, I might, throw a punch or something, but that's not who I am now. I am evolved. I keep telling y'all. Tell me the truth. Be completely honest. I can accept and appreciate a hurtful truth over a comforting lie, because then I'm not going to respect you because you don't respect me enough to tell me the truth.
So again, I go back to, they say, T, I'm not as attracted to you as I used to be. What do you do with that?
All I can do is respect that. If I'm not what you want, please go be free. Because what you're not going to do is be with me and still be doing all this other shit on the side, being disrespectful. Go be happy. Are my feelings going to be hurt? Absolutely. A thug might even shed a tear or two. But I'm going to respect you a lot more, and we can at least maybe still be friends afterwards. If you could just tell me, hey, I don't have the same feelings for you that I did when we first started doing these things. Some things have shifted. My focus has changed. And as you grow, that fucking happens. Your priorities change. What you want changes and evolves. I can respect that. But don't string me along knowing that I'm not what you want.
But my thing, is like this. I'm saying all he was doing was being honest with you. He ain't trying to leave you. He's just saying, hey, you're not as sexy as I thought as you were at one point. All right. So the thing about it is, all I'm saying is, if he was just being honest with you, he ain't trying to say, hey, you don't look like the chick down the hall. I want to do something else.
Am I doing something differently than I did in the beginning? Is there something that you would like to see more of? We can have that conversation. Okay. See, or are you, I would ask clarifying questions. Is there something I need to do differently? Is there something that I stopped doing that really turns you on before? Or are you telling me that you would rather go explore other options? That would require further clarifying questions in a conversation.
In a conversation.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? When the person,
But again,
I'm
being
not saying he coming to
transparent.
you and saying, hey, I'm not attracted to you anymore. I want to date other people. I'm just saying, if that person was honest and like, hey, you done gained a few pounds, man. Hey, your ass need to be on the treadmill instead of we need to quit going out to eat. You need to be
We're not gonna say it like that, but
I mean,
you
I'm
can
just
so
saying.
that's just
you can
real.
tell me,
We're
babe,
not about to
let's
say,
get
none of us
together.
about to
You
say
done
it
got a
like
little
that.
fluffy because as women age, you do gain weight or you lose weight
Hey, you're just a
differently
little
than you did
softer.
before.
You're softer.
Don't be a dick about it. But yeah, you might say you looking a little thick, but not in a positive way. Let's hit the gym. Make it an us situation, because if I'm gaining weight, I cook for you, so I know I'm not the only one gaining weight.
Hold on. Don't make it like I said it like an asshole. All right, I'm saying if that person said it to you, you know what I'm saying, like that.
If that person said it to you, like, well, mama, you
Brutal
getting fat
honesty.
too. God damn it.
All I'm saying is, do you really want that
I
person
didn't
to
say
be
that.
honest?
I would. If I am doing something that is a turn off, or if I'm no longer doing something that you really found a turn on, tell me. My feelings might be hurt. I might be thrown off for a second, but I can say at this point in my life, I appreciate a hurtful truth over a comforting lie. Don't just tell me what you think that I want to hear. Tell me what you're really feeling, because again, if you're going to lie to me in my face when I ask you, if you're just going to pretend that life is good, which is just as bad when I can tell your feelings have shifted, I'm going to lose respect for you. And now we're going to have a problem, because now I'm moving different because I know you don't respect me like you used to, or like I thought you did.
You know what I'm saying? And again, some people lie to maintain peace. All right?
Don't do that. That's some bullshit. Don't do that.
Pass it over to Ashley. Ashley, what do you think about this?
I completely agree with everybody saying it's a way to say something to somebody. It's a way to have that conversation. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And you also have to know when to say it. And so don't wait 3-4 months down the line when shit's really and you're really in your feelings and stuff's really bad. Emotions and feelings really change. You need to say it when stuff in the beginning, when those emotions of disconnect or dissatisfaction starts. You don't wait until 3 months in. It's also important to take accountability. It's also important to be able to receive the criticism, because men have really big egos, right? And their feelings get hurt fast. So I feel like a woman can receive it differently if a man say, "Hey, babe, you looking a little chunky. We need to go hit the gym." You know what I mean? Versus a man, "Hey, babe, you're getting a little round around there." Yeah, you know what I mean? He could be like, "What the fuck? Like, you feed me, you cook it." You know what I mean? So but I feel like, again, it's all about how you say it. You know your person's temperament. You should know them well enough when to say it, how to say it, and be able to work together. And if you have that open line of communication, then you know what I mean? Then there's no reason to hide your emotions and or feelings. And it goes back to the love languages, the 5 love languages. Love a person how they receive love, not how you receive love.
Exactly.
So
huge
No,
thing.
yeah, no, I'm for, you know what I'm saying, that is you probably all three hit on the areas in which I wish wanted, you know what I'm saying, y'all to hit on. It's just, you know what I'm saying, when you talk about, you know, so Jarrell brought it, was the first one that, you know, brought up, you know, brutal honesty. I'm just like, you know, brutal honesty is brutal. You know what I'm saying? It's brutal. All right. So we
I don't think
when I
that.
say,
Brutal doesn't mean
transparency, I say,
brutal is just it's gonna hurt.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Brutal is either mean or hurtful, but that's why I just say transparent. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what's on your mind.
Big on transparent.
I want to understand what's on your mind, because I'm telling you, you know, I can't fix it unless you tell me. And that's my whole thing. Is, you know,
Let's at least have a discussion.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Because my thing is,
Check-ins are important too.
If you're thinking about something, if you're hearing about something, whatever, hey, sit down and have a conversation with me first. You know what I'm saying? You form any opinion. And you know, I just believe in full transparency. You know,
and check-ins are you have to check in with your partner as well. You can't just put it all on that person. You need to know, you need to be able to read the room and be able to check in with your person. And maybe, and for me, it's not the case, but maybe you don't have a boisterous partner. But being able to sit down and say, "Hey, babe, you good? Am I handling up? You happy? You know what I mean?" And again, I check in with my husband on how's your mental. I check in on what can I do better. We check in with each other all the time. So I feel like that's one of the things that's getting us this far is that we really consider each other's emotional state and feelings. So if I could say anything, any kind of advice is to check in with your partner and don't always have that expectation that they will always come to you, because some people just don't have that, that drive or that what's the word I'm looking for? I can't find it. Mommy brain.
No, I got you. I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
people take that.
Y'all see how Jason dropped the host and he actually answered that question the first time all night tonight?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
He had a real answer for that one.
Right.
Right.
Transparency means a lot too.
Now, also with that though, when you guys saying you want somebody to be honest and our comfort, when you want someone to be honest with you, you have to have the emotional maturity to handle it. Because there are people that are like, well, sweetheart, I see you gaining a little bit of weight. Motherfucker, you fat as hell too. How you gonna sit there and point out? We're not talking about me. If you if you thought I had got fat, why are you
You
waiting
should have told me.
Right.
Then you're gonna come back now. You want to go tit for tat with me. Then that makes the person not to want to say nothing in the future.
Mhm.
So you got to be emotionally mature enough to accept it, and then it's coming from a place of love. Obviously, this person could be starting to get bothered by that. So you want this person to continue to speak freely with you in a respectful manner, but you don't have to go tit for tat with them. Well, your sex is whack too. That's why you getting whack sex, because you give me whack sex. If my sex is whack, then you should have said something before I said something.
Mhm.
And a lot of couples that happens. So when someone thinking that they're getting mud slinged on them, what they want to do, they want to sling mud back. And he or she may have just saying, hey, this is starting to get a little out of hand, so let's try to bring it back. But then that person responds negative too, which now they like, well, fuck it, don't worry about it.
It's almost like the analogy of basketball, and I like to look at it like this. If you on the same team and you don't win the games all the time, you got to adjust the plays. You might have to change some positions in order to be able to win the next game. That don't mean you might fight and you might argue and you might disagree on how to set the play up, but as long as y'all work together and to win the game and make some changes, then that keeps y'all together. Y'all on the same team, and then it'll set y'all up for the win. But when you think that that's your enemy, when you play for the other team, when you feel like, oh, somebody's saying something to me, my significant other saying something to me, and you automatically jump to defense, they not on a different team. They on the same team. Let's work together to fix these issues. So that's that's my little analogy when I get into, we on the same team.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate your sports analogy. For real.
Thanks.
I wasn't thinking you was gonna come up with something like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, give her a hand of applause. Shit, that was a great sports analogy. All right. Hey, I'm telling you, contrary to some popular belief, there's been a lot of men that gave that post game press conference and was like, I had a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Things just, I was stressed out. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't perform. It was like, I was stressed out.
The V is as strong as it normally is.
You know what I'm saying? But so we're gonna drink some water. We're gonna, so we're gonna get some rest. And tomorrow we're gonna get back at it. You know what I'm saying? So, that's one of men's after the game press conference. You know what I'm saying? Just so we go. All right. Anyway, man, we're about to wrap this up. They've been in my ear all day. So I'm like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and go. So if everyone will say their bars, we're gonna start with you, Mr. Cool Rail.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all enjoyed the show just as much as I did. It's always great to work with these wonderful co-hosts. And again, I always say this, you guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we thank you. And we hope that we are providing you with the informative information that, as well as entertainment that you have grown to like and love. And you hope that we keep rocking with you for many, many, many more years to come. Thank you.
Let's do it. Ash T.
I just want to say, what is it? Like, share, subscribe. Follow us, hit us up if you got any questions, get in the comments, let us know, email us. Information is below.
All right. What's up with you, T?
You guys tap in, give us your feedback. If you have any topics that you want to see us discuss, hit us up and let us know.
And feel free to comment on the topics that we have discussed. If you disagree, agree, by all means, please hit us up and let us know.
I appreciate, man, everyone's comment. When you comment below, especially on the topics that we talked about today, from whether, the honesty, whether the body count, or the other topics. I mean, my thing is make sure you comment. Last week we had a lot of comments, and I'm actually, after this, I'm going to answer a few of those comments. But my thing is hey, tap in, engage with us, and as Talisha said, if there's something that you want to talk about, there's something burning in your chest, hit us up, whether even in the comments or hit us up on our blank slate pod@gmail.com. All right. With that being said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and end the show, with the quote that says, since we talk about honesty, I'm gonna try to keep it in that format. It's a quote that says, "Truth doesn't always feel comfortable, but it always sets you free." I don't know if I believe that shit, but every single day we're given opportunities to be more honest, with ourselves, with others, and with the life we're actually creating. So let's be real. Honesty isn't easy. We just talked about that, in every segment. I'm saying it requires courage. It requires us to sit with discomfort, and it asks us to confront things that we've been avoiding. Conversations we've probably been postponing, and then probably parts of us, that we've tucked away, in the shadows. But it brings me to a quote that says, "The beautiful thing about life is that we all get a chance to rewrite our history." And when I think about that, that's what our Blank Slate podcast is all about. No matter what the conversation that we have here, whether it's about relationships, mistakes, honesty, healing, growth, attraction, or even accountability. Underneath it all, it reminds us that none of us are stuck being who we were yesterday, last week, last month, or even last year. Every day gives us a chance to think deeper, to love better, to grow wiser, and become more intentional about the life we're creating. So whatever the page life has handed you this week, remember you still get to write the next chapter with honesty. So tonight, I'm asking you, don't just walk away, or this evening, don't just walk away entertained. Walk away aware. Because awareness is where transformation begins. Tomorrow's coming as it always does. So before it gets here, you still have today. And today, this moment right here is your blank slate. So the real question is, what's the truth that you finally face? And from those truths, I guess, what will you release? And then after it's over, who will you choose to become because of it? And what are you going to do with your blank slate? Hey, man, I thank you guys for watching. You have a blessed week. We'll see you next time.